Greetings and welcome back. So I've been working away on my novel. I've been doing a lot of writing and filling it out to where I want the word count to be. At this point, I'm at about 30,000 words, which is roughly halfway to where I want to be. I really want to get it to be somewhere around 60,000 words just to get in the realm of being a novel. I know not every book has to be a certain length, but I don't want it to get stuck so short that it's considered a novella, and I want it to be long enough that publishers will be willing to consider it, kind of a thing. So I've set the goal for myself of 60,000 words, and so far I'm about halfway there. So the story has been developing. It's been really fun kind of coming up with more things for my characters to do, because I had the sort of skeleton of my plot. I knew how it started, what they were going to do in the middle, and how it would end. So I had that all written out. So it was the skeleton of the story, and now I'm sort of filling in pieces in between to see what else they do and sort of day-to-day things, and just sort of filling it out to really bring it up to the level of a novel. I also think this story deserves to have that much meat to it. It's because I really believe in the story, I really like it, and I want it to be a full, well-rounded story, so I think giving myself the challenge of 60,000 words is a really good starting point for that. So with the skeleton and filling things in, it's interesting to see that I'm only at my halfway point, because I've noticed I'm sort of all over the place with my writing. Like, I did get these are the basic plots, and now we're gonna fill it in. It has been sort of challenging, because since I have this beginning, middle, and end, so what else is there for them to do? Coming up with different scenarios for them to do, things to fill it in, because it really, I know when I write, I'm not very verbose. I kind of write the most minimum thing. It's like, and they did this. It's like, no, describe the scenery, how they're feeling, other things, like just add more character development, have scene descriptions. I do the very bare minimum to tell a story, which is kind of silly. I'm trying to sort of train myself out of that, train myself into, okay, we have the scene, what's the most I can say about it, and kind of trying to push myself that way so that it's not just, and then they did this and we're gonna move on, because that's not as interesting. You really want to feel in that scene, so I need to describe more so you know what the scene feels like, what's going on. It's been a really interesting challenge, sort of making myself write more, and it's been really helpful because in pushing myself to write more, I end up writing even more. So just the act of writing is causing me to do more writing, which is really good. But I am a little bit worried at the fact that I'm at halfway and now I literally have to double what I already have. I'm not sure what I'm gonna fill it in with. I know it's gonna happen because, back when I was at 15,000 words, I was like, what else am I gonna write? And I doubled that. So I can do it. It's just what is it gonna be? It's sort of a mystery for myself at the moment. It's not like, okay, I have the outline and we've gotten from the beginning to the very middle and now I'm going to fill out the middle to the end. It's like, no, I have the bare structure of the story and now we need to fatten it up. So it's a little interesting that way, the way I've sort of structured my own writing. I've been coming up with a lot more sort of flashback scenes of them in college, because I have them meeting in college, and so we have scenes of them sort of getting to know each other and their relationship developing in that time, and then we have present day when the actual plot of the story is happening. And so around the actual plot points, I'm trying to fill in sort of day-to-day things that are a bit of character development, a bit of scenery, storytelling in itself without being strictly driving the plot. So that's been really a very interesting sort of exercise for myself, because not everything has to be driving the plot along. It can be showing us more of the characters or bringing in other side characters. I've noticed I have this very weird tendency to I like to only write one or two characters, and I've been trying to set scenes where it's okay, they're hanging out with their friends, but I can't get myself to write the friends. I'm I don't know how to write tertiary characters for some reason. I'm no, they're not important. I don't have to. It's no, you do, because that makes the scene. You're hanging out in a party and there are people around and there's other people they're talking to. You can't just have a scene with two people and there's a crowd around them. That's too vague. You actually have to at least describe people around them, and if they went to the pub and they're hanging out with their friends, let's have a conversation where they all talk. And for some reason, that's been a real struggle for me. I'm what are they gonna say? I don't know. I don't like to do small talk, so I really don't like to write it, but I'm it doesn't have to be small talk. That's the thing. If I'm gonna have dialogue, it should show character development, it should show character interactions, something about the scene, something about the world. I am right in that it shouldn't just be blathering. it should be actually significant to the story, but the first time I write it, it really doesn't have to be. Because I was getting all like, oh, this has to be significant. It's like, no, make them say anything, and then you can change it. Like, it's okay. If you're having a hard time writing something, write the stupidest version of it. I know I've said that 100 times, but I keep having to remind myself that, because I get like, oh no, this has to be perfect. It's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't exist yet. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's the first time it's existing. It's gonna be stupid. And that's okay. As long as it's there, then it can get better. So it's been a little bit of a challenge for myself, because I'm like, well, I'm writing it out, but I'm also typing it up. So like, I'm in this weird sort of ambiguous stupid draft, first draft kind of combination where like what I've typed up has had, a second go over and a little bit of editing. Like, I'm really not doing my major edits until I've got all 60,000 words written in. But as I take it from its initial version to typing it up, I do go in and like I change dialogue tags. Like, maybe when I was writing just to get it out, I write a lot of he said, she said kind of things, and then I change it from said to something more relevant to the scene we're in. So I do little edits as I bring it from handwritten to typed. But once I have all 60 words typed in my document, then I'm gonna start doing my big edit to my line edit to my grammar edit. So like my typed version really now is like a 1.5 kind of version. So like I've got my first version where I'm just writing it out and writing literally whatever, and then I'm taking that and typing it up, and if there's anything where I'm like, well, that doesn't work, or I want to say it differently, I like change it slightly, but it's not really like a full edit. I just want it there. It just has to exist, and then I can do bigger, more and more edits. So that's the thing. You can do as many edits as you need. It doesn't have to each time become so much better, as long as you improve it slightly every time. That's all that matters. So in looking for scenes to fill everything out, since I have the skeleton and it's not a, okay, and now they do that. Like, I have all the plot points. It's more filling out extra things. Like I said, I had a little bit of a struggle of, okay, what are they gonna do? And if I can't come up with something, I think of the dumbest thing they could do. Like, what's the stupidest scenario to put them in? Write that. And sometimes it actually comes out really good. I'm like, you know what? I actually really like that. I'm gonna put it in the story. Or in doing that almost as like an exercise, then it inspires something else where I'm like, well, they won't do this, but maybe they could do this other thing that this made me think of. And so just in making myself write, it's causing me to write even more. And like that's really the thing. It's that objects in motion stay in motion. If you keep writing, you're gonna continue writing, and it's been really good. It's, like I said, it's a struggle because I keep having to battle my own habit of overthinking and wanting to make the first time it's written out absolutely perfect, which is the dumbest thing in the world. Like, I need to get over my freaking perfection complex or whatever it is. It's like, just write it and then fix it. Don't try to edit it as you're writing it out. That's the thing that has always kept me back from writing, is I get too precious about my writing. It's like, just write it. And that's why I loved getting into just writing fan fiction, because it's like, it's just for you. It can be stupid. People almost expect it to be stupid, so you have that like weight lifted off you. It's just like, yeah, write whatever dumb scenario you want, and it'll be great, because it's supposed to be dumb. I feel like some good advice is, when you go into writing your story, pretend it's supposed to be incredibly stupid. Like, that is the goal. Because at least that gets you writing, and then it inspires you more and gets you writing more. And then even if you have this entire document that is just like nonsense, at least it's there. You can take that nonsense and turn it into something. You can't publish a blank page. It's been just as much a learning journey for myself in getting over my hang-ups and getting back into writing. And I'm hoping that some of this can help any of you out there that are also trying to write, and I can give my advice on, okay, so this is what I did, and this is what I found I need to do in this scenario, or what I found that helps me. So I really, along with just telling you all about my journey, I really want to help inspire anybody else who also wants to write, because I know how tough it can be when you feel like it has to be perfect, or you don't feel like you're a good enough writer. You'll get there. I think it's an Adventure Time quote where it's like, the first step to being good at something is being terrible at it. So just be terrible at writing so you can then be good at it. And that's the best advice I think I can give. So it's been a really interesting journey, And it's been really fun sort of experimenting with different scenarios I can put my characters in, and in expanding, adding extra characters, because I'm really bad at like background characters. Like, there should be other characters than your main protagonists or the people that just forward the plot. You need to have, it needs to be a whole world, so you have to remember to like add people into it. I feel like when I come up with a character, it has to be fully fleshed. It's like, no, what part is this person playing? Okay, just write them like that. You don't have to know their whole backstory, you just have to know who they are in that moment. That's all you really have to write. So I think I need to take that advice in writing more scenes with more people, because I think all of my scenes are basically 2 people. I have a couple scenes that, again, I was trying to get myself to write more. Like, they go to the pub and they're hanging out with their friends, and so there are more people. But it's been a struggle to write the other people. So I'm gonna try to focus a little bit more on, like, okay, what sort of, maybe not stereotypes, but like, what sort of tropes of characters can I put in, you know, like, because when they go out to the pub, it's all the coworkers, so like, what kind of coworkers, what kind of people would they choose to invite out? And again, I have to stop going into, I write a character, I have to know everything about it. Like, no, if they're just in the scene, you really don't need to know more than, like, their name and how they talk if they speak. Why put them in a scene if they don't speak? But, so, I have to, like, push myself to write extra characters. So I'm not just writing very small worlds. Because, yes, we have our 2 main characters, and most of the scenes are them and them interacting, but we also have to show them in the world and how they interact with the world as well as each other. So, it's been a struggle. I'm getting there. I think I'll come up with a few more scenes where I have to put in extra characters that we're never going to see again, just to get myself used to doing that, writing almost flat characters, because if they're only in one scene, you don't have to flesh them out. It's okay. Main characters, anyone who pushes the plot forward, yes, they should have some depth, but any tertiary characters really don't need any depth. They can just be and a coworker. You know, like, they don't have to be anything more than that to your characters, because, yeah, if they're not anything more than that, then we don't need to see them as anything more than that, because they're not adding to the plot. But, like, the way your character interacts with an acquaintance, a coworker, like, they can be very flat, and you just see those sort of interactions, and that's enough. I will continue to write, and I think I will check in again like this in a little vlog when I'm onto my big edits. I hope this was enjoyable, and I hope it helps any of you aspiring writers as well. I hope this has helped inspire you to get writing and just write whatever. Write it out, write it stupid, so it can be there. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day.